Welcome back to Point on the Street. I'm Vernon A Springer, and now we present to you a conversation at Point on the Street, and it's really a celebration time for me to have Syrian Prince. The last time we spoke to Syrian, she was on Zoom out of the United States of America. This time, she's right here in our studio in Antigua and Barbuda as I welcome her to Point on the Street. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. So good to be in studio.
How are you doing?
I'm great. Blessed.
How is Antigua and Barbuda as we speak?
Always good. Always beautiful. You know, the people, the beach.
So you've been to the beach?
Of course. That's my happy place.
That's your happy place?
Long Bay, of course.
Long Bay. So at least you have another 364 to go when you come back, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so what happens when you go to the beach?
It's just a relaxing time.
Is that therapy time?
Yeah, for me, you know, hearing the waves, smelling this, you know, the salt water, and just really having a time to have my mind kind of slow down. And also my creative side, right? Because I create all of the social media content for my businesses, as well as the Wadali Wellness Expo. And so sometimes my creative starts to, you know, come up with certain things or even business ideas or mental health support. But for me, all in all, it's really about restorative and taking some time out for myself. Yeah.
Now, you're here in Antigua and Barbuda, but before we get to the project or the workshop while you're here in Antigua and Barbuda, I want to know what drove you to this aspect of this profession.
Oh, how can I make that a short story? So I initially went to school to be a computer programmer. And it was so tough. And I took, I was like, oh, I'll go do mental health. Let's see what I can do in mental health. And I'm not sure, I don't have a really clear answer even till this day why I chose mental health. But I can tell you what my parents have shared with me, that I always was, even as a child, I would want to help other children that were younger than me. If I saw someone in distress, I always went to their aid. You know, my dad recently shared with me, he said, you know, when you were a child, you always went to other children and make sure they were okay. He said, but we never knew, you know, what that was about. We just thought that was just serene. So I think sometimes, and I think oftentimes, things happen for a reason. And sometimes life kind of guides you to where you should be.